Hello and welcome. Today we will dive deep into how you can build leadership skills early in your career, no matter your role. We will explore key leadership traits, specific steps to start developing and showcasing these qualities, and some examples of how to put them into practice. Leadership isn't just for managers, it is a mindset approach to work with anyone that can whoever can develop it. Stick around, and by the end, you will know how to take actionable steps to get recognized as a leader from day one. Why starting working on leadership skills now? That's a fundamental question, isn't it? First, having strong leadership skills make you stand out. Companies value employees who show initiative, problem solving, and empathy. These qualities that make you valuable beyond just technical skills. These skills also help build you credibility and influence, which can lead to faster growth and more exciting opportunities down the line. Plus, developing leadership early on will make you more adaptable in future roles as you move up. Let's break down the benefits or why the leadership skills matter. First one is career growth. When you develop leadership skills early on, you are seen as a valuable team member who can handle responsibility. That is very important. This reputation makes it more likely that you will be trained and trusted with bigger projects, promotions, and maybe even mentoring others. Just take an example here. Imagine two employees who have been with a company for a year now. Both are technically skilled, but one has consistently taken the lead on minor projects, shared ideas to streamline team processes. When a new position opens up, who is likely to be considered first? The first one or the second one? Obviously, the one showing leadership potential, because they have already demonstrated they can take more responsibility. So you try to do that. Second, why it matters? Confidence in your abilities. Knowing you having the skills to lead makes you more self-assured in any role you play. This confidence can change how you approach challenges, take risks, and push your boundaries. The perspective is completely different if you are in that space. Let's say your team faces a tight deadline on schedule and a team member falls sick. Instead of panicking, a confident team member just steps up, offering to handle extra tasks and keep the team on track. When you are confident, these moments feel like opportunities to step up, and definitely it is not a source of stress. The third important point why leadership skills matter: building influence and respect. Leadership is about gaining trust and respect, not by authority but through your actions. When you show empathy and take initiative and communicate clearly, people start to rely on and respect your perspective. This influence is invaluable in a team setting, even if you don't hold a formal leadership title. Consider a colleague who always listens actively in meetings, provides constructive feedback, and never misses a deadline. Over time, what happens? Team members naturally begin to value their input and look to them through during tough situations, during tough times. Creating a ripple effect with their leadership skills bring them together. Now let's see what are all the leadership traits is all about. Let's break down that. Some essential leadership traits to help you guide your actions are these. First one is accountability. Leaders are responsible for their actions, not only their actions, very important is, and the outcomes. Many in the industry think that taking a action is responsible and that is enough. They have to also take accountability for the outcomes. This means taking ownership of both success and mistakes. People respect leaders who admit to errors and focus on solutions rather than excuses. Excuse management is an art, and unfortunately, people are getting stuck with that, and that means they can never ever grow beyond a point. Suppose you make a mistake on a report that impacts the team's presentation. Instead of shifting blame, putting blame on somebody else or something else, take accountability by acknowledging the mistake and offering to correct it promptly. That's the essence. This honesty, remember, this honesty, dedication to improvement are powerful ways to earn respect. The second thing on the leadership trait is empathy. Leaders understand and value others' perspective. Empathy helps in resolving conflicts, that you must have it in mind, boosting team morale and fostering collaboration. A little empathy can go a long way in making team members feel supported. Imagine a team member who is struggling with a personal issue and that is affecting his work. An empathetic approach would be to ask if there is anything you can do to help tighten or lighten their workload or support them instead of showing frustration. This creates a supportive environment where everyone feels valued. The third leadership trait, which is very, very important, is the vision. Leaders think ahead and set goals. That you must remember. It's not just setting goals. It's not thinking ahead. You have to also set goals for that. Vision is about seeing the bigger picture and understanding how day-to-day actions contribute to long-term objectives. Even if you are in a junior role, practicing goal setting for your own task shows some foresight. If your team is working on a long project, you could suggest dividing it into phases with specific deadline for each phase. This shows that you are thinking strategically and helping the team stay organized. You need to remember the word here, strategically, and strategically is often the most misused word in the industry, and we will have a separate video on what the strategy means is all about. That we will have it, but for now you take it, thinking strategically and helping the team stay organized. The fourth one is adaptability. Adaptable leaders can handle changes in workload, team structures and priorities without losing focus. Being adaptable doesn't mean that you accept every change without question. It means that actually you adjust smoothly and find ways to make the best out of every situation, every new situation. Let's say that there is a sudden shift in project priorities. Instead of resisting, take a moment to understand the new focus and reprioritize your work. I know there will be a lot of difficulties in doing so, but you have to, if you are strong in your work, you will know what is that you have to reprioritize on. So when you adapt without hesitation, you show that you are flexible and open to growth. The other important trait is communication. Good leaders communicate clearly and listen actively. It's not just this, this includes this. It is not just about talking, it is about ensuring your message is understood and being open to feedback. Leaders listen to understand, not just to respond. And it is not a reaction as well. So which builds trust and rapport with others. During a team meeting, for example, a strong communicator might simply ask clarifying questions like, just to confirm, we are prioritizing project A for this month, isn't it? Or correct, isn't it? This helps avoid any misunderstandings and shows you value clear communication. By practicing these leadership traits, I repeat, accountability, empathy, vision, adaptability and communication, you will build a strong foundation that will serve you in any role and set you on the path to being seen as a leader in your organization right from where you are now today. What are the ways or steps to demonstrate a leadership potential in your junior role, because you need to demonstrate, right? So there are few points which I'll tell you. The first one is take initiative. Taking initiative is one of the quickest ways to stand out. Start by identifying small gaps or areas that need improvement in your works or in your team's workflow. If you notice that team meetings lack structure, offer to create a simple agenda template. This is very common and it's quite often happens in particularly at a junior level. Or if you see that documents are disorganized, suggest a new filing system, for example. Taking initiative shows that you care about the team's efficiency and success, not just your task. Simple example is that one entry level employee noticed that her team was having trouble keeping track of project deadlines. So what she did, she offered to build a shared calendar for everyone, which ended up saving time not only for the person but for everybody else, and became a new best practice within the team. Such small initiatives demonstrate or show the leadership skills by adding value. Second is problem solving skills. You need to develop this. Leaders solve problems, so adopting a problem solving mindset will set you apart. When you face an obstacle, think about solutions first, then approach your superior with ideas rather than just the issue or the cause. Practice reframing problems as opportunities, and every challenge you solve is a chance for you to showcase your capability and resourcefulness. Simple example is like, suppose you encounter a bottleneck in your task due to a delayed approval process. Instead of just waiting, suggest alternatives to your manager, like streamlining certain approvals, like certain workflows, or discounting time management solutions. Discussing about that, discussing time management solution, not sorry. So this demonstrates that you are proactive and committed to finding solutions, a vital leadership role. The third one, communicate effectively. Clear communication is a superpower in leadership. Start practicing by ensuring your emails and messages are concise, to the point, and respectful. This also adds this also extends to meetings or any formal or informal discussions. Practice active listening. You don't just hear, but engage by asking relevant questions or summarizing what was said. This shows you are really engaged and you are investing time for that work. Imagine you are in a meeting, for example, where a new process is being introduced. Instead of just nodding along, ask clarifying questions, paraphrase to confirm your understanding. Like, so if I understand correctly, this new process will improve our response time by reducing these steps, isn't it? This kind of small action demonstrates your confidence, engagement, and attentiveness. The next important step is embrace collaboration and teamwork. Leaders often bring people together. Focus on building positive relationships with your team, contributing to shared goals, and giving credit where it is due. Show a willingness to learn from others, as this humility and team-centered approach is the foundation of a respectful leadership. For example, if your team is brainstorming some ideas for a project, take time to acknowledge other people's efforts or ideas before adding your own. That's a simple thing, isn't it? You might say, I really like so and so person's idea about improving the customer survey format. We could also look at adding a feedback box. This approach promotes a collaborative environment and shows respect for others' contributions. The next one is seek feedback and act on it. That is important. Seeking feedback is one part of the story. Acting upon it is the real crux. Asking for feedback and applying it is a powerful way to show that You are committed to improvement. Leaders are always looking for ways to grow, and by seeking feedback, you are demonstrating that some commitment to not only to you, to your team, and to the company. When you receive feedback, thank the person, then take notes on what you can work on and track your progress. Just I will give you a simple example. If your manager gives feedback on your presentation style, ask if they have any specific suggestions like improving the slide design or making eye contact during presentations or any such feedback. Then actively work on these areas. Follow up a month later to ask if they have noticed any improvements. This shows accountability and a genuine desire to grow. The next very important for a leader is decision making, and you need to start practicing right now. That is in step number 6. Even in a junior role, you can build decision making skills. Start by small prioritizing tasks on your own. When you are faced with options, weigh the pros and cons, think about the project, think about the impact, and make an informed choice. Learning to make decisions independently will help build a confidence in making bigger decisions down the line. If you have a few tasks to complete, for example, take a moment to decide which one would add the most value if done first. Simple prioritization technique, isn't it? Or if you are managing multiple projects, decide on one small thing that you can delegate or streamline. Over the period of time, these small decisions build up your decision making muscle memory. We discussed that. Show that you are not afraid to take ownership. The 7th one is focus on your professional development. Investing time in your growth is one of the best ways to prepare for leadership. It is an investment. Time is not an expense or a commodity. It is an investment. That means you are going to spend your life on that particular professional development area. Investing in your own growth is one of the best ways to prepare leadership. Take advantage of any available resource for professional development, such as training programs, certifications, or workshops or seminars. Show that you are willing to keep improving and adding value to your team. Simple example here is one graduate in an entry-level job started taking online courses on project management. I have seen people who are spending time in their spare time. When an opportunity arose to coordinate a small project, that person volunteered and applied for by applying her new skill, whatever she learned out of that spare time. That commitment to development showed the boss that the person was serious about that growth, the personal growth, and that person eventually became a project lead role. So to recap what we have covered so far, we started with the key traits of a strong leader, then we moved on to the details thereof, which is like accountability, empathy, vision, adaptability, and communication. We also discussed about specific steps to showcase leadership skills, potential, taking initiative, practicing problem solving, communicating effectively, fostering teamwork, seeking feedback, making decisions, and committing to growth. By implementing these steps, you are not just learning how to do your job better, but you are also laying groundwork to be seen as a future leader, not in your current organization or in your current role, but in any organization, in any role. Leadership isn't just about a title or position. Remember that. It is about how you approach work, relationships, and challenges. By taking time to build these skills yearly, you are investing in yourself and your career. And remember, the small steps you take now to develop leadership qualities will have a big impact on your future roles. Thank you for joining me in today's discussion. I hope these insights inspire you to start building your leadership skills today, right now. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more career development tips. This is Gokul. See you in the next video. Cheers.